great. Now, aside from the book, you have the Love Your Nuts. It's a program and website.
It's a project. Yeah.
Now, what are you doing with the project?
It's actually, at the moment, I'm looking for sponsors, and I've started in August, and end of August, a group of guys coming from Paarl and Stellenbosch area. They had a rally last year called Nuts and Bolts Rally, and they're driving with old cars. There's a requirement, your car has to be older than 25 years, shouldn't have cost more than 15,000 Rand.
Oh my
so
gosh.
it's really old, crappy cars. And they drive up into the Karoo and back, roughly 1,400 kilometers. And this year they wanted to do that again, and they approached people living with cancer. It's an umbrella organization, and I'm part of them. I'm one of their male cancer projects.
Yeah.
So they approached them and said, we'd like to do something, and then the lady said, well, we've got a project that actually suits name-wise, because it's Nuts and Bolts Rally, and this is called Love Your Nuts. And they raised funds for me a month ago. By driving.
Up and down.
Yeah, and they got sponsor letters, and they raised a little bit more than 25,000 Rand.
Did any of their cars break down?
Yeah, one broke down. Yeah. But they're all mechanics, and they love doing, so they help each other. And and we planning the next one for next year again. So it's going to be an annual thing. But my main focus is actually, that's why I call the project Love Your Nuts, testicle cancer education in a nutshell. We've got the permission to change the school program from the US, from LIVESTRONG. They've got a really good cancer school program, starting in kindergarten up to grade 12. And we've got the permission to adapt that to South African environment.
Oh, that's great.
And being a biology teacher, I'm busy with that. So it's actually information on cancer, then a manual for the teachers, and worksheets for the kids, for all the different grades. And the whole program is about how do I deal with cancer if I've got cancer, or how do I deal with somebody in my family who's got cancer, or in my community, helping each other to cope with that situation if somebody's got cancer. So it's family and community based, and I'm an official cancer buddy as well in South Africa. It's a website where patients can phone in or write an email and say, I'm a testicle cancer patient at the moment, I'd like to talk to a survivor. And then they will contact me, for instance, and then I get in touch with that guy, and then he can talk to a survivor. And at these workshops there were women, not only women, men and women from the whole of Cape Town. So from the townships to wherever. And there I realized what stigma is on cancer, especially in the African cultures. They see it off as witchcraft and demons. And there was a woman who said, I had breast cancer. The day I told my husband, he kicked me out because they think it's something. So with this school program, I'm busy with Ministry of Education and Health to get that endorsed, that we can get it into schools.
That's great.
Like the HIV awareness campaign, a cancer campaign, because there's nothing about cancer in the syllabi in the South African schools. So my dream is finding a sponsor that are willing to pay this program, that it goes to all schools, and I'm getting a huge inflatable nut. Hopefully I can do that full time. And I started one school, give a talk on testicle cancer, and then the kids should roll that nut ball, carry it to the next school. There will be somebody else, a cancer survivor, or if it's in Cape Town, it could be me. Or it's not, the program is not only about testicle cancer, it's about all the cancers. So that, just to emphasize that program, that we go to schools and talk about this. That the kids see, okay, there is a survivor, and we learned that at school. And I think if it's about testicle cancer, it's young men, and if I can reach, or if I can get into schools, I get in contact with all the boys that's in that age group, and they go home, because the school program is built up on things where they have to discuss it at home. What would you do? So they give the information to their parents, and most dads are younger than 40 years old. So with that, I actually it's
You're
actually
getting two birds with
yeah,
one
and
stone.
it's actually my target group, 15 to 38.
Mm-hmm.
So it's actually the boys at school and the dads at home are actually exactly that group that are the highest risk for testicle cancer. So that's actually my dream. Would love to do that full time and get this program into all schools.
I think that sounds like a fabulous idea. I really hope that it works out.
Yeah,
because
me
I think
too.
the schools need that.
Yeah, I hope so.
Now, if you
But
had,
it looks good. So the people I've spoke to, they say it's going to work. And I
Great.
just started. I started in August this year, so it's very fresh.
awesome. Well, it seems like it's gaining traction quickly. So hopefully
Yeah,
something
well,
happens soon.
Yeah, hope so.
Now, if you had to say something to all the boys and men watching this video, what would you say to them?
I would say to them, get a reminder on your phone and once a month to just that you think about, I have to check my nuts. The best way to check them is under the shower or in the bath, because then because of the warmth the testicles hang loose and you can easily feel them. So they should check their nuts once a month. And if their dads, talk to your boys. And yeah, just be aware. That's, well, we all men play with their nuts, so just play once a month.
More.
Conscious and feel what you're doing there.
Great, Torsten. Thank you so much for coming and sharing with us.
Thanks for having me, and thanks for the opportunity that I can talk balls and go nuts.